Well, hello and welcome to Tips and Gratuities, your leader footy tipping podcast. Well, it was a podcast, now it's a vodcast, a video cast, in stunning 3D. That's if the budget allows for it, which I hope it does.
Yes, Andre, I've made some calls and our budget doesn't stretch too far. In fact, it doesn't stretch at all.
Okay.
But I'll keep putting 10-cent pieces in this slot and let's see how we go.
Good luck. Well, you know, Rick, it's been a wild roller ride. 24 rounds, 17 teams, including one from the Gold Coast. 4 changes of coach and about 100 decisions that went against Hawthorn unfairly. And that brings us to the Premiership Cup, the grand final between the Cats and the Magpies.
Before we get on to that big game, I do want to touch on some of the coach changes. Brendan McCartney's got to go this time. Now, he, of course, coached at Richmond as an assistant between 98 and 99. Now, when he went for his interview with the Bulldogs, I don't believe he mentioned that. It's a bit like going for a job interview and not mentioning those 2 years you worked at the McDonald's drive-thru. But it should be a really interesting 2012. There's been a lot of talk about rule changes, Andre. Talk about the sub, whether that will continue or not. The other thing which is on the agenda is shorter quarters. Now, I've done a bit of research, and I clearly don't think shorter quarters will work. I mean, have a look at this.
Is that Steve Quartermain?
It may well be. It just doesn't work, the shorter quarters. I think we better keep going quickly.
Look, let's get to the game. I mean, throughout the year, people have criticised us for tipping with our hearts rather than our heads. So I thought, why not crack out the books? Get ourselves a bit of book smarts to try and work our way through this. So the first book I've turned to is this one by Jason Ackermanis. But unfortunately, that book says that everyone in the football world is a jerk. And this one says that everyone in the football world should be punched. This one says they should be laughed at. Although the club in this book, they're not laughing. And finally, that brings us to this. Cat's Tales, the Geelong Football Club, 1897 to 1983. And they were doing quite well, so if that trend continues, well, 2011, that should be their year.
You know, Geelong have got rid of some of their strongest enemies in this final series, Andre. They got rid of West Coast, then they beat, of course, Hawthorn, and they're going to beat Collingwood, hopefully, on Saturday. It's a bit like a Kill Bill type of list. They're just going through one at a time, crossing them out. Of course, the entertainment for this year will be none other than Meatloaf. And for the occasion, he's adapted one of his songs. It's a tribute to Chris Scott's strategy to open up his lane during the grand final. It's called "You Took the Woods Right Out of My Goal Mouth."
Bravo. Look.
Thank you.
Look, finally, a lot of people out there will be having grand final barbecues, and while it's important to get the food right and make sure your TV's working, it's also important to decorate the place as well. Like I've done here, I've used a couple of the posters from the Herald Sun, but I would make one tiny little adjustment, and that's just to stick this right on top of the Pies poster. Now I'm tipping the Cats to win, I think.
And I'm tipping the Cats to win as well, Andre.
Oh, well, we're either going to be terribly wrong or terribly right.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be another 6 months before we're back again, so people surely would have forgotten by then anyway, so it should be alright.
Well, thanks for watching our first and possibly last Tips and Gratuities video cast. Hopefully see you in the 2012 season.